Welcome back! We are here with week one of the European Challenger Cup. Brought to you by Tier Monster, presented by hi-rez Studios, Owlhead Studios, and Discord. We're going to be bringing you the semifinal game between the Papis and Doom. I am a Pip. I will be casting for you today along with my co-caster here, Merle. Merle, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to finally be able to see the Poppies play. We haven't been able to spectate them yet, so I'm excited to see how this goes since they are one of the more well-known in the challenger scene. Unfortunately, unable to get through relegations at the start of the spring split, but hopefully the fall split they'll be able to edge their way in, get their shot at the SPL, and potentially go to Worlds. It'll be interesting to see.
That's right, and that's what's on the line with the Challenger Cup. We see amateur teams able to come in and they win through the Challenger Cup, and the top two teams in each region, Europe and North America, have a chance to play the bottom two teams from those regions, from the SPL, for a chance to knock them out and take their spot in the Pro League. So the stakes are really high. Everything matters. The winners of these first 4 weeks are earning points that determine their seeding and their invitation into the second part of the Challengers Cup, and then from there they have to earn their way into that final week.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a Challenger Cup team before go to great places. Titan, notably, getting second place at the first SWC, started out as Agilitas in the Challenger Cup. So definitely everybody looking for their shot. Be the
Exactly.
best.
These Cinderella stories do happen. Eager made their way back into the Pro League last year as well after a dominating spring split. But hey, we're in picks and bans with Poppies versus Doom, and I see that the first ban is coming in, and that is going to be a Chronos. The Poppies banning out Doom's Chronos.
Yep. Kronos, of course, one of the better mid laners that we've seen this season so far. A lot of the item changes helped him out a lot, especially with the return to the old to Doom Orb with the 50 stacks rather than the
Rather than whatever it was that they were trying to make it do.
yeah.
uh, all right, so we have the Raijin ban that I'm not entirely surprised by. At this point, I think neither would you be.
No, at this point, we've seen pretty much exactly what Raijin can do, what he brings to the table, and Doom clearly not a fan of that. Janus as well, just blocking off the secondary option for one of the better mid laners as well. Global ultimate, as well as the ability for dropship and portals to
Absolutely.
screw with people, mess with your mentality. Kali, a little bit interesting of a ban. Honestly, wouldn't expect her since she hasn't seen play at all, at least in the games we've spectated today. But definitely as the game goes on, she gets stronger, and certainly something that the Poppies might be looking for is late game strategies.
We do see the Kuang picked up first. Kind of an interesting pickup, I guess. He's left open. Oh, Khepri. I forgot about Khepri. We didn't see him banned out, did we?
No. He has finally made his way to the game. Unfortunately, picked directly into an Kuang. The execute, of course, overrides his revive mechanic. But we do have a Huyi as well, so you have one of the more safe but also highly aggressive lanes coming out for Doom.
That's going to be followed up by a Geb pickup over there. So the shield is also going to be helpful over here, especially in the early game, to kind of keep the aggression from the Khepri Ho-Yi from mattering as much.
Yep, definitely just trying to offer a little bit of lane pressure and response as well. Both the shield and knock-up interrupt Khepri's abduct, so definitely very helpful in terms of countering Khepri. Both of them. And then we see an Agni pickup as well, one of the safer picks. Of course, bombs definitely very useful. And on you, once
On
again.
you.
People love that heal. The team utility that he brings definitely a lot more useful in the eyes of the European scene, while the NA scene seems to be more of a fan of your Bolognas, your Robins, your Osiris, the lane bullies who just dominate and then show up late game and make stuff happen for their team. Guan Yu's always being that supportive character, keeping his team alive and whatnot. Odin banned out, of course, in response, not wanting to get screwed over by getting caught in the petting zoo, as Thomas put it last.
Absolutely.
Syllaban as well. Definitely one of the stronger mid laners.
Most definitely.
Mid targeting coming out from Poppy is definitely just trying to get rid of whatever threats that they perceive, and an Apollo ban is once again he's one of the few who can really go toe to toe with a Hu lane.
And then a Thorban shutting out a jungler pickup. That's kind of nice. Removes another global option from Doom.
Yeah. Just limit the global potential of all of them. I mean,
we see a Hunbat's picked up in that 4th position.
Once again, looks like they're going for more team utility type damage. Khepri, Guan Yu, Hunbats all have more team-oriented ults, both in terms of displacement and stuns and the revive, of course. Chaac picked up. It's the first time we've seen him, but always a popular safe pick in the EU. Not really playing your hand at all, but
exactly. You
definitely,
know he's going to be in the solo lane.
Silence.
You know he'll be in the solo lane. You know he'll be doing solo lane things. Not much of a surprise there. Ram, another late game hunter, someone who can go toe to toe with a Ho Yi.
Yep. And a Soul to round out, going for the mid lane for Doom. Just them picking up a relatively safe character. Decent against Agni. Can use Disapparate to avoid the stuns, some of the damage, and Stellar Burst, as well as Supernova definitely offering a lot in terms of damage to help mitigate the rain of fire.
Absolutely. So we'll be going into game very shortly now. I like these team comps. They're again, just like the rest of the day, they're very off the wall from what we would have expected. And here we are. We're in game. So we've got the Papis versus Doom. The Papis are going to be on the left-hand side of your spectator UI. The bottom side of your mini-map, we have Inimer as the Chaac in the solo lane. Delo bringing Kuang into the jungle. Warchi taking Agni up the middle. And then your duo lane of Perilla 12 and David Arnez as Rama and Geb. And
on the opposite side of the map, coming out at the top of your mini-map, is Doom with Yosu on Guan Yu solo, Nashire on Hunbat's jungle, Louis Fatal on Soul, Irk94, and Blake running a Hu Yi Khepri duo lane.
And I like the spiky Khepri. It's one of my favorite Khepri skins.
I love the ladybug, personally.
Are you a fan of the gender bent skins? Are you hoping that they do more of those?
I really hope that they do. I know Xbalanque, lore-wise, actually ends up being a female at the end of the day, so it'd be interesting to see them do.
That would be interesting. Maybe they can make that like the next tier 5 skin, where when he ults and goes into the Darkest of Nights, he gets gender bent.
That'd be kind of cool.
And then once the ult expires, or maybe the next time he ults, it switches back.
That's a cool concept.
hi-rez, you can have that one for free as we're going to go ahead and get underway. The jungle camp starts are looking very traditional. We don't have the wards that we had from Forsaken coming out this game. I'm going to go ahead and leave some of that gold in their pocket. We do see Chaac with a red pot start, giving him a good bit more damage starting out the game and allowing them to be a little bit more efficient on their clear than the Guan Yu Hunbats up at the top.
Yeah, Chaac with the red pot really just guarantees that those early levels into his axe, into that Thunderstrike, are really going to be able to clear out the wave, as we just saw, able to clear the grass and look for anything that they can.
Over on the left-hand side, Geb is in some trouble. David Arnez is falling fast, but so is Perilla 12, taking a lot of damage from the Khepri Ho Yi combo, forced to kind of hide under tower and recover a little bit.
Yeah, pop some pots. Really, I don't think that they expect that kind of damage coming up, but Khepri with the protection shred, as well as a good place Ricochet, can really mess with anybody.
Definitely. In the middle lane, Water Illusion dealing a good bit of damage over to Nashire on the Hunbats. Again, an unexpected amount of damage, perhaps. Geb is taking more damage yet again. The tick damage is ticking away, but the potions are slightly better and are going to outlast the tick. Khepri not able to clean up that kill just yet.
Geb playing the risky game by continuing to stick around, but ensuring that you get some farm and that he can keep Perillo alive with his shield is really what he's looking for.
And right there is an example of that. Yeah, the protections are there and you're taking tick damage, but it's ticking off of the shield, which is going to expire anyway. No worries, man. We can go back to farming these waves and getting you to level 5 when you as a Ram can start kind of holding your own in lane, and I can go other places as the Geb.
Yep. Unfortunately, now both of them are out of HP pot, so it's really just taking what poke that they can. They're unfortunately going to have to live with it, but at the same time, they're playing a lot smarter now. They recognize the threat that Doom is. So, just being more aware of that.
Agni by himself has pushed up the middle lane as... That's why. Dalo was over there on the left-hand side and ults onto the Khepri. Urk 94 going to go down as the first blood to the dragon. Gets eaten up. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Guan Yu and Chaac are kind of fighting each other. Cavalry charge is forced out, but going to be enough to get him out. He does stand by and take a couple auto attacks back on the Chaac, just to keep him honest.
Yeah, Inamir not really too afraid of Guan Yu, knowing that he forced out the ultimate. Well, just gonna provide a little bit of safety. Now Shark coming in, unfortunately.
That's ult going to do a good bit of damage. Inamir taking some decent poke there, but he is in the middle of his rainstorm, so he is healing a good bit away, and looks to be okay because the Hunbats and the Guan Yu have decided, nah, we're going to go for the blue buff instead.
Yeah, with no vision on the side of the map, no wards really placed anywhere. It's a lot safer to just look for a disengage if you don't find the kill.
You think it's possible that they have a gentleman's agreement to not buy wards at all this game? I don't think that that's possible, personally, but, you know, wouldn't that be the life? No wards anywhere. Alright, we're going to see just safe farm coming out. Blue buff is going to go down over here on the right side of the map. Yosu wants to get that
pulled by the abduct, able to safely dash away.
But Dalo is able to pick up the execute onto Khepri once again. Gets eaten by a dragon twice. Blake able to get a return kill this time onto Agni, but Blake himself goes down to the crashing down of the dragon.
Yeah. Nice play coming out from Perillo, waiting out on both the disapparate as well as the ultimate from the Khepri to ensure that kill.
Most definitely. So it's 4-1 in favor of the Papis. Slap
Oh,
fight in solo lane.
Yeah.
And now, of course, they're both healers.
Coming out. Yeah, they're both healers. I mean, using the damage reduction, silence it out. Still taking a lot of poke, but bonus protection's definitely able to help him out there.
Hunbats is rotating. Now Shire is looking for the gank. Inamir doesn't know he's here because, again, no wards. We're going to see Hunbats come from behind overhand where the jump is off the mark, but Fear No Evil is on the mark. Able to do some damage. Teleports in. Unable to get the last hit, though. Inamir able to walk away from that one.
Yeah, nice jukes coming out from Inamir. Forcing the disengage. He's going to back as well. In a moment, anyways. Teleports down on Guan Yu, so he knows that this wave is effectively free farm for him before he backs. Definitely looking forward to getting that experience advantage and keeping it.
And that should be a back, yeah.
Yeah, now sitting at level 9 to an almost level 9.
Excellent, excellent, excellent solo lane play coming out so far. Very even fights between these two. Good mechanical representation of both characters. The jukes coming out from Chaac in that 2v1 were well done. Recovering from that Fear No Evil and just keeping healed on the side. Perilla over here getting stunned out by the ricochet from Ho Yi. Not followed up on, though, and Perilla is pretty safe. Cataclysm comes out, able to land it. Beads coming out from Blake, and he's going to jump away. Doesn't want to take this fight.
Yeah, recognize the aggression, able to safely disengage. Urk now coming in. Able to find the abduct, but saved by the Geb shield. So, Blake out of mana, this would be the time to fight, but they're still very close to their tower, so there's not much that they can do about that other than force the wave in.
Absolutely, you are 100% right about that. Again, over here on the duo lane, pretty even fighting so far. Perilla notices the backing, doesn't want to allow that to happen. Blake, after all, has no mana, so he wants to leave him in lane as much as he possibly can. We have a small grouping over here in the middle lane. Oh, Nashire almost fell to the rain of fire there. Able to get away, however.
Yep. Dalo looking to get kill or pick onto Yosu, unable to find it. Just clear the wave, go for the blue, secure it. Looks like they'll be cleaning up the fire elementals as well.
You know, the last few games have been very much kill fests, and now we're seeing tactical engagements, very careful engagements, and then picks based off of mistakes rather than pure aggression. And I think that kind of epitomizes European Smite for me.
How casuals are always angry for fights?
Well, that might also be the case, but I meant more the calculated, when you get to the higher levels, the calculated play that comes out. You take a fight if you know that it's going to lead to wins in the engagement, not just because there's a fight there.
Yeah. Khepri able to save Nashire from the Kuang ult. That's a nice cleanse and revive Pops as well, keeping him safe.
Yosu Enimer once again putting on a clinic on exactly how to fight in the solo lane as Warchi goes down to Blake over there on the left-hand side of the map.
Goes aggressive, able to steal the red, but not able to make a clean getaway with it. Meanwhile, Perilla will secure the red for his team.
Perilla getting the red buff is probably a likely result of Warchi saying, hey, I'm dead, I can't get to it in time. Go ahead and take it, bro.
Yeah.
I would like to know if he said bro.
Potentially.
You know, they're on the same team. Maybe they're like, what's up, bro?
I mean, they've been playing together for a long time, so probably good friends.
Absolutely. Kind of dancing around over here on the duo lane. Mark of the Iron Crow, obviously not going to miss, but the Ricochet doesn't miss as well. Perilla takes the stun and keeps on going over there as members of his team are looking to rotate over here. Just warding the Fire Giant, or just warding the Gold Fury. Don't worry about that. Just don't worry about that at all. Very quiet game.
Yeah, just calm play right now, trying to get what they can. Blake, unfortunately, caught out. 9 Suns raining down, dealing some damage, but not nearly enough to anyone in particular. And,
not nearly enough at all. And because they know that the jungler is on the left-hand side, it looks like Doom is going to use the Hunbats on the right-hand side to push some aggression.
Enamir taking a lot of poke. Able to escape under his own tower, but in the meantime, the rest of the Papis taking away the Gold Fury. Nobody particularly worse for wear. Urk getting off the ultimate onto Louis Fatale, but unfortunately not good enough. Patience is well rewarded as he falls.
Right, and you can actually see the Papis just kind of going through that idea of, hey, we know that their Hunbats is going to rotate over there because we were over here. That means that he's not on this side of the map, and we can get this Gold Fury for free.
Yep. Yosu teleporting back in, healing up Nashire a little bit. David Arnai's in a little bit of a problem, but Warchi's stun, able to clean him up. Now the chase for Yosu begins.
Able to clean him up. Blake is able to force the rest of the Papis to back off over here. Blake going to take these mid camps, but it looks like Dalo got him. Group comes out. Perilla going to go up into the air. 1, 2, got it. Dalo able to pick up Eric while Louis Fatale picks up Warchi in the back.
They're getting a couple of kills for each engagement, but the Papis definitely coming out on top each time, able to find multiple kills per fight.
Cataclysm was good in getting that. Louis Fatale does go down underneath the tier 1 tower, stunned out. Wonderful job over there.
Trade coming out in favor of the Papis. Mid tower also about to fall. Only a moment.
Tower does go down. Perilla is out of mana, and yeah, he will back there. Yeah, good engagement there. You said it was a 3-for-1? I think that was a 3-for-1 in favor of the Papis, right? Nice teleport back to the axe to prevent the back from Yosu. Yosu having no mana. Couldn't really do much there. Minions are, of course, grouping.
Just some calculated solo belaying. I mean, recognizes he can't really get the kill under the tower, doesn't have enough defense, let alone enough damage to really secure that one. Still had enough mana for some heals, so just pokes him, forces him to stay a little bit longer, and gets an extra hit into the tower from poke.
Perilla over here in the 1v1 against Blake, able to tank up minions and get the advantage there. Nice fight coming out from Perilla, using the astral arrows to go through the minions while also landing hits on the Hou-Yi, able to clean that up. Perilla doesn't see, however, the Hunbat's waiting in the wings. Fear No Evil largely goes to waste, although it does get the beads. Stun comes out on the Shire. Blake goes up, or Perilla goes up. 1-2, and he is not able to clean up Nashire. But one more auto! Can he get it? Oh, not quite.
Oh, it's 2 more.
Perilla is going to fall here.
Gonna fall to the
and he
Khepri
does.
for this. Meanwhile, Dalo should be able to clean it up. Urk.
Got the execute off. And is able to reset and look around.
Escape cleanly. Joined up with the rest of his team.
Wonderful job.
Gold Fury is still down for another minute and a half. Out. So nothing that they can really take there. Tier 1 tower on both the duo and solo lane sides very low for Doom. Not much that they can do about that except for push the waves up as best that they can in the meanwhile. Aggression coming out mid from Inimer. Dalo potentially looking to find a fight, but really just keep the pressure on for Doom. Limit what they're able to do.
And, I'm not surprised to see Inimer already level 15 at almost 14 minutes into the game. But I am surprised to see Dalo also sitting at that level 15 mark as well. He does have 7 kills, 0 deaths, but that's a very high level for a jungler to be at this stage of the game.
Yeah, he's been splitting camps really well. He's got almost 100% kill participation, only missing out on 2 of those kills. So...
Warchi able to clean up Nashire in the mid. Fear No Evil does come out, so that will be down. However, the Monkey does fall as well. Able to clean up a ward right here. Gold Fury's up in 40 seconds. Papis, of course, have the timer. Unfortunately, Doom does not. Blake in some trouble. Cataclysm largely goes to waste as the jump is good there. We see...
Ultimate coming up from Perilla, unable to land the second shot. Can he get the third? No.
Not going to get
Blake
the third shot.
Escape just fine. One thing that I like to note is that Dalo has gone for a Book of Thoth. Second item after he finished Pen Boots, really just expanding his mana pool, making sure he can stay in the fights as long as possible. And I think this is in part what's led to his success so much.
Absolutely, that larger sustain. One more cycle of spells, right?
Yeah, I mean, Book of Thoth provides most of the powers just in its base stats, unless your Kukulkan gets bonus power up mana on top of the conversion rate, so just the expanded mana
for
pool.
free. David Arnaz is able to push away the Hou-Yi. Hou-Yi forced to kind of run away. Gets stunned out and eaten by the dragon. Dalo's up in the air.
With the kill, landing the auto just before the execute takes hold. However.
Going in. Gets grabbed by Urk and is forced to reset out of there. Perilla gets picked off by Nashire.
Beautiful ult. Forcing both David Arnaz and Perilla to continue forward into the tower. Meanwhile, Inimer just pushing forward, barreling down that solo lane side, trying to get the tier 2.
Not only getting the tier 1 and into the tier 2, but also got a kill onto Yosu.
Yeah, solo kill. He's now 3 levels ahead, sitting at 2,000 gold advantage. Opting to build into a Transcendence, going for more mana, more physical power, while Guan Yu's opting for support. With the change to Chaac's ultimate, giving it the lower cooldown, definitely allows him to not worry so much about CDR, just 20% is enough. So really just looking to stack, continue his advantage. Papis are looking to be in this for the long haul. They've got plenty of burst. They've got 2 late game carries in the form of Dalo and Perilla, Kuang and Rama. So
Absolutely.
they're not really afraid to take this slow and
No. Please give us
not.
time to get to level 20 with full builds. We don't mind. And granted, on the other side,
or Alcon one-shot somebody.
Right. And granted, on the other side, you do have, the Hunbats, who's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But Hou-Yi is excelling at about this stage of the game. He doesn't do badly at any stage necessarily, but, he is kind of seeing his strongest point about right now.
Yeah, at this point, he's sitting on a light blade, could go either into Aussie, keep pace with Ram, or H-Chin side, which would be nice. Meanwhile, Agni, Warchi throwing out a bunch of bombs.
Dalo does finally fall. He was 8-0 and does end up falling in that fight. Ram up in the air. Supernova is not going to be enough. He's able to roll out as soon as he lands.
Yep. The Dalo pickup, highly valued, but unfortunately nothing really else comes of that. Tower is still barely alive. Clean disengage. Warchi looks to be typing to his teammates.
Clean disengage. And I like that David Arnaz, I don't know if you noticed it, but he stood in front of Warchi while Warchi was backing and took the Stellar Burst so that it didn't interrupt the back of the Agni. And, Stellar Burst at this point might actually have been enough to finish off Agni with how low he was. Perilla looking to aggress over here on the left-hand side, missing a lot of autos, but still looking after the Khepri, doesn't want to let him resurrect, waiting for it to wear out.
Understands that the tower is pretty much guaranteed to fall with Soul there, so just looks for the kill. Soul falling as well with Warchi's rotation over. Blake here now standing 2v1 with a tower that's almost dead, ready to fall. Only a matter of time at this point.
Only a matter of time. That time is now. The tower does fall to Perilla and Warchi rotating over. Nice attempt at the stun there. Shield goes down, which means that they didn't have it for Fear No Evil. Nashire are able to pick up Perilla, but Warchi's able to pick up Nashire in response. 9 Suns come crashing down, and Warchi and Geb just have to kind of fall out, fall back, reset. Dalo, however, didn't get the memo. Wants to go in, wants to go big. Not able to get a pick, but able to push Guan Yu out of the fight. Yosu forced to base.
Also forces the Bulwark of Hope, which means for another minute he's not going to have that extra HP pool when it comes to fighting against the
Very
Outlaw.
good point. And over on the other side of the map, Enemer knows that his lane opponent is missing. He's going to go ahead and put some damage onto the tower, sees the Khepri, and the Soul decides, you know what, I've had enough. I think I'm going to go ahead and back. Dalo's still fighting against Blake over here. Jump comes out from the Hou-Yi, able to let him avoid not only the dragons from Dalo, but also the rain of fire from Warchi. Slap fight in mid going up as they decide to respectfully disengage from one another. Gold Fury has respawned, sitting over there.
Fire Giant
ready to go. Fire
started
Giant
up
started.
by risky play, and Enemer spots it out as they have the ward coverage. Taking a lot of poke damage, but
Taking a lot of poke, but silencing 3.
Yeah, will probably fall for this, but forces the disengage, take out a lot of damage. Execute, going off onto the Khepri, no revive coming out for the rest of the team at all.
Seeing the full disengage coming out over here from the Kuang. Unfortunately, not able to get the picks that they necessarily needed. 4 members of Doom remain up in the fight and able to continue aggressing into the mid lane. But they prevented the Fire Giant from falling. They lost 2, but they didn't lose a Fire Giant there.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Mid tower is still standing. Perilla looking to defend, though definitely going to be in need of some support, or this will fall quickly. Nashire taking a lot of poke damage from the Astral Arrows as Dalo comes in from behind.
Dalo comes in from behind. Water Illusion is going to go out, but the jump is going to go out. Dalo is going to fall there as we see the ultimate coming out from Perilla. He wants to pick up the Hou-Yi. He does over there in the back line by using his roll. However, he is being turned on, as is Warchi. Warchi looking kind of low at about half HP. Ennemer able to clean up Nashire over there in the top. Resurrect is good to save the soul. Great job coming out from Urk94, able to get that off and save his teammates. Well, soul.
Just coming out, Yosu being focused down as Perla and Warchi finish off Louis Fatale's soul. Yosu and Urk able to escape, but this tower is definitely going to be a casualty of that trade.
This tower is a casualty of that trade, and they also have the option of perhaps stripping out the rest of the jungle down the right-hand side as they go back.
Yep, could potentially go for the tier 2 in the solo lane as well, considering it's only at half HP. Looks like that seems to be the call as they clean away.
Probably able to get the speed buff. That's kind of a scary thought. Ram with the golden bow movement speed on top of his boots already, and now he gets a speed buff? Oh, man.
Yep. And he's about to finish Shin Size. So
does finish Shin Size. And then starts up the level 1 mace.
Yep, probably going to be looking for a Titan's Bane to round out, finish off with this.
So we're not seeing the Wind Demon into Deathbringer. We're not seeing the PvP build. We're seeing more of the I want to end the game build.
Yeah, what we're seeing out of both of the hunters is just definitely the Chin's build, just maximizing the penetration that they have against targets, trying to consistently burst them down rather than go for just flat out crit and get as much burst out as possible, which is a tad unfortunate, as the bonus damage from having crit chance definitely helps in taking the objectives, but it doesn't seem like that matters to them since they can consistently kill the enemy team.
We're looking at pings coming out around the Fire Giant Bay. They aren't really sure what they want to do. A little bit of hesitation coming out from the Papis, but the call is full engage on Fire Giant. They were just waiting to see exactly what Doom would do if they were going to show up so that they could be ready. And the Fire Giant is free. We've been saying free Fire Giants all day long, but that one is another very free Fire Giant.
That just seems like a mistake coming out from Doom. They didn't have the ward coverage on it. They didn't ingress at all. They just saw enemy and figured that, well, I guess nothing bad could happen from it. Now, as a result, they're also going to be losing the Gold Fury as it, HP slowly trickles down.
HP slowly trickling down on that Gold Fury. It's down to 2,000 and it is going to be secured. Papis sitting here at 24 minutes with a 13,000 gold lead, and the experience lead is 19,000, but they have 4 level 20s. That is a negligible number. You don't even need to look at that. Just know that they were ahead for a long time, and they are still ahead, and will be for a long time.
Here, Nashra coming out with a beautiful Fear No Evil, but really just spreads the team out, not able to find anything. Yosu going to fall down to Inver's damage. Silence coming out. Inver diving deep, just dealing what damage that he can. Not really afraid of anything. 9 stuns, more of a zoning move, but not really going to stop the damage as Inver continues to tank. Phoenix not really afraid.
Halo up in the sky. Comes crashing down at the Phoenix, and they are now looking at the mid Phoenix. Because why not?
Yep.
Why wouldn't we look at the mid Phoenix?
Yep, the only real concern here is the amount of damage that both Blake and Louis Fatale are throwing out, but doesn't seem to bug them too much. Dalo able to kill up.
Dalo getting the kill off of Nashire, and Perella picking up Blake means that they suddenly have much less dangerous targets to worry about. Only Louis Fatale on the Soul is up and available. Titan's health is falling very quickly. 7,000, 6,000. We're down to under 5,000 already. Deicide, and that's going to be the game! Picking up that Deicide there at the end. They are able to clinch it, and Papis are going to be going to the finals in week 1 of the Challenger Cup in Europe. Exciting stuff.
Beautiful. 29-10, ending up with around 17,400 gold lead. Absolutely incredible play coming out from the Papis. A little bit of a slow start, but just, as F-Dot always says, doing the stuff after the stuff, taking what tiny advantages that you can. The outcome being a huge part of that, ending up as 12-2.
Absolutely.
So, exciting to see them in the finals. It looks like they'll be up against Forsaken.
Forsaken versus the Papis. You don't want to miss it. This is going to be a best of 3, and it will be starting right after this. Stay tuned for more of Week 1 Challenger Cup action in Europe Brought to you by Tier Monster, sponsored by hi-rez Studios, Owlhead Studio, and Discord. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back shortly with that finals.